This is Fox. I decided to make a video to discuss my inner thoughts and current circumstances, so you guys can get an idea of what's going on or what I'm feeling here. And to put it shortly, I'm got a lot of mixed feelings with what's going on in my life right now. Um, so I'm at so right now I'm in a different location. I'm not at my stepfather's place, I guess I would say. Um, I'm over here at his one of his nephew's places to be able to get to work here and there more efficiently, and it's in that scenario that's doing fine. Um, but there's been some other scenario that's kind of putting a step back. Uh, my biggest frustration is the fact that you think that with everything being said and done, I ought to be able to move up or move higher, but I feel so backtracked and trapped constantly over and over again. I feel like I've done the same stuff over and over again, and I'm trying to move on in my life, and it's just not going to plan. And I kind of get that. Life is going to be hard. Sometimes you got to make tough choices. You got to do the responsible thing and all that stuff. And it's just so nerve wracking. And I think my biggest frustration is not knowing what to do right then and there, but what to expect the next big thing or what is to expect next. Because you can always find yourself in one good spot at first, and then next thing you know, you might find yourself um, in a circumstances where you're right back to square one all over again because the situation at home isn't going according to plan, or the job ain't working out for you because of so many scenarios. Either you can't make it to work, or you don't get along with people, you got issues with the work requirements and all the other stuff, and it's been really, really edging me, honestly. And I wanted to do so much more in my life that feels like it's been tugging at me in a while, and I don't know what to make of this, really. Um, I love my family, and I do feel the love for them. But my problem is with them is the fact that we don't really truly see eye to eye in a lot of things. And I feel like the only time when we ever did is whenever we pointed fingers at each other about, our fatal flaws. It's crazy when you growing up as the oldest son with two sisters and a younger brother, and with parents that's kind of going to have an on and off relationships. Um, it's given me a different perspective that it felt like we never really viewed each other as family as much as we want to, and it kind of hurts to see that. And I know I've not been the best brother to my siblings, but I do treasure them and I do care for them. But it's really hard to work with somebody that can't really see past themselves, trying to be bigger and better in certain things. I guess that's me included too. I guess I gotta ask myself, like, when would it end? Like, I'm asking, I'm asking God right now, like, when will my life change? When would I stop being gut, in a gutter that I'm in? Like, when would I finally move to bigger and better things? When I'll finally feel like I actually have a home, or when I feel like I'll be something more than life, to say the least. My friends in the Games and Chills group doesn't really seem like they're a group really, and that's sad to say because I made a group chat for people to get along and stuff like that. But it doesn't seem like anybody wants to play anything unless I'm in it. And for the few that do matter, and I humbly appreciate y'all being my closest friends, if not my closest brothers, or even more family, it kind of sucks that all the people that I know that should have gotten up in life when they decided to work on themselves aren't really getting the appreciation or the levels that they really need, and this really hurts. Um, Sometimes I want to yell, and I did want to yell, but I ain't got no reason to yell right now. I guess at this point, um, I think one of my biggest weakness to myself is the fact that I do hold a lot to what I say, and sometimes put the responsibility on myself, even when it ain't my responsibility. Um, People that do help me do mean a lot to me because you don't get that kind of kindness a lot around in these areas no more. And Heyo. Hey, I guess it would help if we actually had that more in the world. But I also feel like I should be able to break from this loop that I constantly find myself um, in or used to be in because I don't want to keep finding myself going back to how it all began all over again. Imagine trying to be the good guy in a scenario. Yeah, everybody seems to know you as the bad guy. Imagine you not being there unless people need you to do something for them, and then you're just a cast in the wind. Imagine being the underdog of the scenario, but your heart is in the right place more than anybody else that could say it's in the right place. A lot of good people and hard workers are getting underappreciated, and it sucks. A lot of humans in the world are just not really acting like humans, and it's ironic that I find that evolution is going to reverse instead of moving forward. Like, how is technology advancing while we're, as humans, are getting dumber each day, becoming more crueler each day? And this is probably due to the fact that we don't really allow God in our lives, or we try to take too much of everything and try to burn shoulder to burn like we're some unstoppable superhero. You really can't Superman everything or every job, but it's not like you can just stand still about it either. I want to be able to do stuff to the point where I can feel relaxed in my own nature. I don't want to find myself changing too much to the point where I feel like it's not me. I want to be, I guess, in a way, like in the presence of God one of these days to be like, I changed, but I've still found myself to be me in a good way and feel at peace because I hate being afraid of the dark or what could be in the dark. I hate telling myself this is something I want to do and can't keep the promise to be able to do it. I hate when things don't go a certain way because I don't know how to deal with it next. I know that's just a thing that may just happen by nature, but I know that's just a human thing as well for the most part. Well, I don't know if I would say it's a human thing, but it's just a circumstance that you sometimes just can't really control. And I want to be better about it. Um, it's tough, really, because like I said, there's so many things I want to feel about it. Like I feel angry. There's some things I feel happy about. There's people that I'm thankful and grateful for all the good fortunes, especially through God Himself. Um, Sometimes I do wish I could cry, but I don't know. I haven't really came across something to cry about. Not since my mother passed away, and even then, like my relationship with her wasn't perfect, but I still miss her because despite all the love and hate that I have for her, at the end of the day, I did still, like deep down, want to help her. A lot of things I feel about my family, whether they love me or hate me, or whether they trust me or don't trust me. At the end of the day, I do want to help them as much as they help me. But it's kind of like you don't want your own darkness to ruin the vibes or see something that don't, you not even yourself want to be seen. So I step away so I won't, give them any bad vibes or anything like that. I think I'm scared of not knowing who to be at the end of the day for myself and for others. I know people said to keep going through, work hard, and put up a smile, but I don't want to put up a fake smile if that means that the pain is going to become more real. That's just not accepting the ideology and the reality of living through life. I want to smile when I can actually smile. I want to really smile, and not because somebody told me. Advices ain't bad, but you can't be a hypocrite to your own. Lots of words. So who knows? Maybe if I have become a hypocrite in some cases, I don't want that to be something that is hindering me. And I don't want a scenario where if I do find myself changing to the point where I've gone too far off or too dark that people don't remember anything good about me. Like I guess I'm more scared of losing myself to a darker self. I'm pretty sure all of us had that before, but I think it's that dark part of me where if it was anything else, I'd come back to it. This one I probably wouldn't. I wanted to still be able to live through life the best way possible. Still want to talk to God more too, even though I haven't really talked to Him much recently. Um, I want my mother to know that at the end of the day, I loved her, I hate her, but overall, I treasure her, and that she meant something at the end of the day, even if I didn't say it. I want to be able to handle this breathing issues that I have and um, work out more, eat a little bit more better, do things a bit more better. Maybe one day I can find a straight to interact with my family a little bit more, and even if I can't, at least just being at the distance, knowing that they're all right in some way is more than enough. I know there's some things that you really can't change, but some things are better um, stable as long as you know that they're stably safe. I'm not looking for it to be the richest guide or to be, the famous, be the top of the world kind of scenario. I just want pretty much just to have some kind of means of peace, be able to have some stability in my life because I really need that the most because I do not want to keep finding myself going from one place to another all the time because the circumstances falling apart. Because if I was like to have my own quote about this is people that wants to fly don't people that wants to fly don't just jump off a cliff and expect to fly. I think people that wants to fly wants to give themselves to time to spread their wings to give a good feel into what they're going to. But if you're in a thrill of flying, then go for the jump. Like take the risk, but do know do know that you'll be brave enough to take the risk to go into greater heights that other people will be afraid of going. Because at the end of the day, people aren't looking for light because they're trapped in darkness. They're looking for light because they were born in the darkness and want something warmer than life. And I do hope that we all find our light to eventually keep us warm and to find that balance to be bigger in life and be better in it. I got my human struggles and um, I do want to do my best in any way I can that I'm serious about to deal with it because porn or jokes, the feeling of being real and fake is just can be a real toll on a person. Like I'm feeling so mentally unstable that I needed to figure out a way to get this out there to let people know that there's people like us that we can relate to, and we'll try to be there for you in any way we can, even if it's just to talk. Um, I do have people that I'm, like I said, I am thankful and grateful for, and I do thank God for those people that has helped me in my life so far because there's been several times I had several close calls of dancing with death and pretty much meeting it in person. But if I could leave this earth, both physically and spiritually, in peace, then I would like to know that I've been able to maintain what allows me to be free and what allows and what's keeping me on hold. But I thank John Wick for being a brother, outside of the electronical world. I thank Coda to being my brother and his family when I definitely needed help when I was out of state. I thank Smoke for being there when he could. I thank some of the people that I met at the JR4 Job Courts and some of the others that I met during my school years. I thanked was it my aunt, my aunts. I thank my dad for being a moral support whenever he can. I thank my roommate DJ for being a good roommate and a nephew in sorts of ways. Thank the homies Ricks and Crazy for still being the closest brothers I had in our friendship. I thank my brother Chosen for still holding on, a spark of hope that our brotherhood's still there. I in an I in an ironic way also thank my mother, even though we had a that's the history with one another. Thank my brother's dad for being there the best way he could whenever he wasn't the bad guy in our scenario.
I thank some of the other members of Games and Chills who actually, you know, are doing their best to mean well for my sake, and I thank the big man in the sky too, because without him, I probably wouldn't have a chance to keep on breathing the way I am right now. I don't know if there was any more to say about this. I don't know if I need to be away from the electronic world for a while, maybe not. But I definitely wanted to get this out here because I think this has been eating me up for a while. And even though I feel like this, just rage or, sad and stuff like that, I think there's some things that do make me feel happy inside. One of the moments definitely came across with me being in Tennessee when I was at my lowest point, being out on the streets and probably almost waiting for death to come, even though I was praying, for a second chance. And I had it. If it wasn't for the people of the Morgan Corporation, Seth and everybody else that I met in that group, basically helped me out when I was at my worst. Some of the people at the Salvation Army was a blessing too, even though some were strict. And the people that I used to be in the Salvation Army with, there's some that I still got good memories of. JD, if you do find yourself listening to this, man, you definitely are been appreciated as a brother to me. So do know that. To all those I haven't mentioned, um, I hope y'all are doing well, and I do hope and pray in high spirits that y'all guys will be all right and be able to manage your own ways somehow, or have the help to be able to manage y'all life. Uh, I do hope and pray this world or the people that's good for this world be able to make it through all the trials and tribulations. And I hope God has His angels, to watch over us to help us get through, our lightest and darkest moments, even if Himself can't do it, which I'm pretty sure He would. I guess just us having to allow Him to, be in our lives. But I hope y'all guys do well and be well in life. And just remember, the first step to take flight is to spread your wings and get your feet up. Because nobody else is gonna do it for you. No, unless you got people that love you not to do it. I think all that matters is that we all had each other's back when it matters the most. But I appreciate y'all guys giving this a watch. It really do means a lot. But I appreciate y'all guys giving us a watch. It really do means a lot. I see. So y'all comments down. I see. So y'all comments down.
I appreciate that, everybody. I didn't know if people was actually watching this. I was just speaking, just hoping that whatever was being said, somebody took a view of this. I appreciate that, everybody. I didn't know if people was actually watching this. I was just speaking, just hoping that whatever was being said, somebody took a view of this. I appreciate that, everybody. I didn't know if people was actually watching this. I was just speaking, just hoping that whatever was being said, somebody took a view of this. Love you too, Chosen. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by to give me this a watch. But yeah, like I said, I know life is really hard, and I appreciate you stopping by to give me this a watch. But what's up, Murder Time? Yeah, like I said, I know life is really hard, and I appreciate you stopping by to give me this a watch. But what's up, Murder Time? Yeah, like I said, I know life is really hard, and yeah, I just need to figure out. I just need to find that peace in my life, I guess, and find that balance, because I think that's where it really comes from. Like I said, I know I'm not going through the hardest, the hardest things in life, or I'm having the hardest life, but I just really want people to know that I've been there. I can relate to, and you guys are not alone. But I just hope people actually do hear me and they see where I'm at in all of this. I wish I can trust other people because I guess at the end of the day, I never really could trust myself. And I think that's part of what's holding me back. I wish I could trust other people because I guess at the end of the day, I never really could trust myself. I think that's part of what's holding me back. But I gotta get myself, I gotta look into something deeper than myself and I'll figure something out. That's for sure. But I think this is all I can really say. Um, as of right now, my living situation isn't exactly the best, but it's something for now. Hopefully, we'll be able to build something more out of it too. But I think I'm slowly starting to feel somewhat better about this. The release of thought and feel that I'm having right now. So I thank y'all for what you 100%. Ain't that a true fact right there, man? That's something I don't even actually disagree, really. But I just want to say at the end of the day, though, I do love y'all guys. I humbly appreciate y'all stopping by and saying a few words. I'm glad that y'all got to see something like this, a live podcast of expressing what I'm feeling. Maybe more in the future when things are looking a little bit more nicer, I'll probably do something like this. This is probably more of a bittersweet approach, I guess, to say the least, of what I'm feeling about this whole thing. So, y'all be safe. God bless y'all. And I hope that for all the good people in the world, we'll make it through these struggles and be able to help one another when we need it.